Hello there, Philemon. Steber here, and today I'm going to be a deer. Yep, that's right. We're playing DEEEER Simulator. So, let's get started. Yeah, I don't think this game will be anything like I expected. And so, my story as a deer started in the most likely of places, a city in Australia. But this was no normal city. Right away I noticed something was off. And no, it wasn't the giant cow in front of me or my ridiculously enhanced deer body. It was a scooter that seemed to be driving on its own. I mean, how? And so, with no real instructions given and no clear goal, I had no idea what I was doing, and I wandered around the city aimlessly. I then found myself in front of what seemed to be a police station surrounded by an impenetrable force field. Luckily, it seemed one of the cops had dropped a pair of pistols outside the barrier. I picked it up, and like any normal deer would do, I replaced my antlers with them. It was at that moment that I noticed something very subtle and yet all game objective revealing. In the top right corner of my screen, there was a deer disaster rating. This rating could only mean one thing. I needed to wreak havoc upon the unsuspecting inhabitants of this poor city. And so, I let loose on the first couple of cars that I saw driving by. However, the coppers quickly caught on to my heinous acts. Unfortunately for them, they didn't understand just how much of an elite deer I was. They had sent out level 1 sheep after me, which was utterly powerless against my physically enhanced deer body, so I made quick work of them. After that, I went into the city to continue my deer destruction, but I ran across a giant beast on the side of a building. This massive koala was just sitting there waiting and plotting. And so, I decided to shoot it. Mistakes were made. And with that, my nemesis was born. But in order for me to beat this challenging foe, I needed more firepower. So I decided to pay the gigantic cow a visit. The hope was that if I were to best this beast in its own game of Calthello, it would bestow upon me a beastly weapon. And with me being the elite gamer I was, I knew the cow stood no chance, and it suffered a crushing defeat at its own game. But sadly, the cow did not give me anything for my endeavor. After bringing down some deer destruction on an unsuspecting bus, one of the riders had dropped a grenade, and like any normal deer would do, I wore it on my head like a helmet. With the power of nades and pistols, I once again set loose deer destruction upon the buildings. Looking closely in the rubble of these buildings, they seemed to be holding weapons of mass destruction. However, the coppers were quickly on to me again, and this time, they were getting crafty. They sent undercover cops after me, but I saw through their masterful disguise, and after strapping some AKs to my head, I once again made quick work of them. I continued my deer destruction as I needed more firepower to take down my hairy nemesis, but this time, the cops were not messing around. They sent out the earwalkers. With their fuzzy ears and huge weapons, I had to be careful, but unfortunately for them, I was prepared with yet another pair of guns strapped to my neck this time. After a quick battle, the earwalkers had left their large beastly weapon for me, so I strapped that bad boy on the top of my head. Oh man, I am a thing of beauty. At this point in time, I was a force to be reckoned with, and so the cops had to call for some backup. This paratrooping corgi known as Dog landed in an arena calling me out, and I had to accept its challenge. But there was only one problem. It was in the middle of the ocean. Luckily, water was no obstacle for me. But I got a little distracted on my way there as I noticed some mysterious buttons. It looked as if I was missing a cow for this button. I needed to see what these buttons did, so I made my way to a basketball court where I had found a cow shooting hoops. But how can I get the cow back to the button? Well, like any deer I have ever known would do. I hopped on the cow and ragdolled my way back to the button while shooting milk for liftoff. And with that, I was sent the metal animal morphed mecha suit of justice, known only as Metal Deer. This suit may just give me the advantage I need versus the abnormally large paratrooping dog. But the dog was ready for me, and knew in order to defeat me, it would also need some backup. After combining with its other police buddies, it had transformed into the boss known as Doggo. And so, this epic animal versus animal showdown raged on for a while, and in the process, I had to dip my metal suit. After taking out the arms and legs of Doggo, the battle was decided. Dog had lost control and started to spin uncontrollably, giving me the killing shot. And now I was ready for my nemesis. All of my hard work paid off as I took down my nemesis swift and easy with my new destruction skills. Now with my nemesis and the cops out of the way, there was only one thing left to do: flatten the city. So I decided to amass a giant deer army with none other than TV Man Deer as my second in command. And together, we flattened the city. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please hit that like button and destroy that subscribe button. And if you'd like to see me play something else, please let me know in the comments below. I also stream over on Twitch where you can come watch me play other games live, and I also have my own Discord server where you can come and say hi. I put the links in the description below. Thank you.